everybody. Thanks for listening to On the Podcast, a short episode format podcast to give you something to do while you kill time doing your business on the pod. Or maybe you're heading out of town.
Hey, don't tell anyone.
Don't
tell somebody.
anyone.
Don't tell anyone your address.
Don't tell your parents. Tell no one else. Anyway, so you gotta pack. Mm-hmm. Packing, man.
The worst.
I just like...
I end up throwing like random shit into my suitcase, and then I get there and I'm like, what was I thinking?
I went to Sedona a month ago for 2 days.
Yeah.
I packed, no joke, 12 outfits.
At least you're overpacking, not underpacking.
Yeah, but like then I get there and it's like none of these like
Makes
this shirt
sense.
doesn't make like none of these work.
Yeah, I know. That's what I do.
Anyway, so you're gonna spend a lot of time doing that, not actually thinking about what works and what doesn't. Put on an episode of our podcast and learn a little. That's it. Just learn a little. I don't know. Figure it out.
Figure shit out.
It's overwhelming.
All right.
I'm Liz.
And I'm Katie. Hey, Liz.
Hey, Katie.
What are we talking about today?
So have you seen that documentary that's out right now about Amy Bradley, the
The cruise
missing
ship?
girl? Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have Netflix
Okay.
access, but if you listen to my favorite, besides this podcast,
Yeah.
my favorite podcast,
Yeah.
Crime Junkie,
Uh-huh.
they did a episode on her a long time ago.
Okay.
So I know the story.
Okay, interesting. What are your thoughts?
She was definitely sold into sex trafficking. Is she alive still? Questionable. I think she was alive and like in sex traffic world for a while, but at this point she's like
50.
probably 50 something.
Yeah.
Does somebody want a 50-year-old prostitute? Maybe. What happens when you age out of sex trafficking? I don't know. I know like a lot of tips have come since that Netflix documentary. I don't know. Is she still alive? I don't know.
Yeah. So I watched the documentary.
Yeah.
And the documentary basically, portrays that she got into sex trafficking, right? It's a very interesting story. If that's the story you want to believe, it's very sad.
Yeah.
Now I've ended up on Reddit, as I do, because I just have to know. And there's some debate back and forth on Reddit
Of like whether she was actually sex trafficked or not.
as to whether or not she actually got off the boat and was sex trafficked, or if she just fell over and died. What I will say is that a lot of conversations that are in favor of the sex trafficking is that they say that the older women are almost more valuable than the younger women, in the
interesting.
sense that women trust women. And so once a woman gets to a certain age, they're used to like basically lure new victims in.
Oh.
Now, most of Reddit likes to think she went overboard and died.
Interesting. Okay.
It's hard to
Reddit's
say.
skeptical.
It's hard to say. I go back and forth. I can't say one way or the other.
Yeah.
But I was pretty convinced, she was sex trafficked, and now I'm not entirely positive.
Okay.
Now, we're not going to talk about that. We can talk about it a little bit more. We're not going to talk about that in particular, but, there's this whole thing about, there's this conversation about how, I don't know, it's like 14 people a year go overboard on cruise ships.
Man, okay, so when I was listening to the Crime Junkie episode, and I can't remember which cruise company it was, but they said, like, no way she went over. There's, like, 3-foot guardrails. That doesn't happen. Like, you don't go over. Like, this year alone, a month ago or so, a little girl fell off and her dad, like, jumped in to rescue her.
Yeah.
Like, this still happens.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yes.
So it happens all the time. Whether or not it happened with Amy, I don't know. But in this conversation, somebody brought up the story of James Michael Grimes.
Okay.
This is an interesting story. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what year this was. It was relatively recently. He was a 28-year-old from Alabama, construction worker.
Yeah.
He was on the Carnival Valor with 17 other family members the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So the ship left New Orleans on the 23rd, the day before Thanksgiving. And on that very first night on board, he was at a bar with his sister. He says he'd had some beers and a wine. He wins this air guitar contest. And by winning this air guitar contest, he won a beer.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how much alcohol he had. Like,
Mixing.
none
It's
of
bad.
none of
Beer and
the
wine.
none of the articles explained like how much he'd had, and Reddit likes to think it wasn't that much. So, and here's why. He wakes up. That's the last thing he remembers is leaving this bar.
Yeah.
He wakes up in the middle of the ocean.
Oh God, what?
Just wakes up in the middle of the ocean.
That's insanity.
No boat in sight.
Like a few hours later, minutes later, seconds later. That's crazy.
Like, the boat's gone.
Yeah, so at least
So it had to have been a
few
while.
minutes.
Yeah.
How was he alive?
Right? So he's like, oh my God, right? He's just in the middle of the ocean.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
nighttime. He's just treading water.
Yeah.
At noon the next day, Thanksgiving, sister reports him missing.
It took it till, well, I'm sure everybody was
Well, yeah.
shit-faced,
Well,
or I
and then,
don't
you know,
And
you
a
wake up and
cruise
you're like,
ship's
oh, he's
big.
probably sleeping,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. And then finally by noon, you're like, I can't get a hold of him. We can't find him. We don't know where he is.
Yeah.
Well, so the Carnival and the Coast Guard go out searching. While he's out in the ocean, he encounters 2 different swarms of jellyfish that sting him all over his arms, his legs, his neck. At one point, he sees a fin out of the water about 15 feet away from him, and he's like, is that a shark? I can't tell. So he dives underwater to try and see, opens his eyes, and he still can't tell.
Yeah.
And this thing is swimming directly at him.
Oh God.
So he kicks it.
Yeah.
And it never returns.
So we don't know if it was a shark.
No idea.
Yikes.
No idea.
Oh, yikes.
So he's out here, and the sun starts to go down. So he's been out here for a while.
God.
As the sun starts to go down, he sees 2 ships, and he starts swimming towards those ships.
Yeah.
He makes it towards one. Somebody's yelling at him. You know, he's yelling back. Whatever. This person throws a life preserver at him with a flashlight, and the waves just keep knocking him away from this
the life preserver. Oh God.
Yeah. Finally, somebody says, "Hey, the Coast Guard will be there in about 15 minutes."
That ship left?
No. The ships are still like by him,
Oh,
but
okay.
he just can't get to them because of the waves.
Yeah.
Says, "Hey, the Coast Guard's going to be here in 15 minutes." Sure enough, like a few minutes later, he sees a helicopter circling.
Yeah.
And he says he takes off his boxers and starts waving them above his head so that they can see it's him. Rescuer swims out to him, puts him in a little basket, and he gets airlifted away. He was out there for 18 hours.
Oh God.
18 hours.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And he spent 5 days in the ICU.
Yeah.
But he claims that the thing that kept him alive was thinking about his family, faith, and then his 9-year-old daughter.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
First of all, that he like woke up in the ocean, that like his body kept him alive.
Well, that's the thing. So there's speculation that he was drugged, right? Because like, obviously cruise ships move quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
you and I saw several cruise ships when we were out in St. Thomas, and they move quickly, but like, if someone were to go overboard, it would take a little bit of time for them to be completely gone. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, like, it's the middle of the night, you know, I don't know. Probably harder to see, but still, he was out,
Yeah.
like, unconscious, woke up
Yeah.
in the middle of the ocean.
That's nuts.
So crazy. And so, you know, and part
Like
of the question,
drugged?
yeah, that's what,
I
like,
guess.
yeah, that's what people are speculating.
Yeah.
And so the question, because I don't know, and this is the thing, is Reddit's like, oh, people get drugged on cruise ships all the time. There's all these incidents that happen on cruise ships, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's a lawless land. And like, there are people in this Amy Bradley thing, and I don't know if we're talking about James here or Amy or just cruise ships in general, but there are people in this like Amy Bradley Reddit that claim like the minute you go underboard or overboard, the current is so strong next to the boat
Yeah.
that you instantly get sucked under and like chopped up. but there's like enough of
there's-
these
yeah.
stories that like here
I want to
we
know,
are.
of the 14 people that go over every year, how many of them are
Yeah,
alive,
right?
get rescued.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I think, like, that makes sense. The current makes sense if you go off the back. I mean, it's a huge ship, so there's
Yeah.
a current anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, if you go off the side...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
Do you remember that video of it was like a year ago or 2 years ago, maybe it was even this year, of it was some sort of cruise and it was like a senior trip or something, and that one kid like in the middle of the night just jumped off the boat.
No.
And like all these kids are watching him and he jumps off the boat middle of the night and you can see like fins. And the boat keeps going and he's just gone.
Yikes.
Freaky.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, moral of the story, don't go on a cruise.
I mean, my God, like I could tell you the hundreds of reasons not to go on a cruise. No, thank you. But yeah, I thought
yikes. Weird. What a fascinating story.
Yeah.
Man, that guy
Strange.
treading water for 18 hours.
18
That's
hours.
brutal.
I don't know. He said he was like, I don't know how much longer I could have been out there for.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like even if let's say Amy had fallen over, she was just out in the middle of the ocean, which I think there are shark out there. Maybe she was out there for
A while.
10, 15, 20 hours.
Yeah. Well, and in that case, from the Crime Junkie episode that I listened to, it doesn't sound like the cruise ship was willing to
No.
take any sort of blame in the matter or help them find her or
No.
anything.
And that's the thing, is it seems like there's a lot of like a lot of criticism towards these cruise ships and how they handle these types of things. So
Oof,
I don't know.
don't go on a cruise.
Don't go on a freaking cruise.
Okay, so what's that inside my body?
I don't know. Safely placed land dwelling. And a little bit of knowledge.
Okay, see you next time.
Bye.